Welcome everyone to our Yin Yoga class. My name is Tammy and I'll be guiding you through the next 45 minutes. We're focusing on stress management. Stress affects everything that we do. So how are we going to be able to help ourselves so that we're going to be able to manage our stress in the best ways possible? We think of stress management as 4 parts. There's the physical part, the social part, intellectual, and the spiritual part. Physical part being made up of our exercise that we do, nutrition that we take in, and sleep. I'm focusing on sleep for this week for myself, so you can think about maybe something that you would like to focus on. That social part, things that we do with others that we care about, and alone time. Intellectual, reading to ourselves, taking a course, doing something new. And then the last one is spiritual, finding that calm, the grounding, connection to nature. Beginning our class in reclined butterfly to help let our bodies settle. And just to take it in about maybe something that we would like to focus on for ourselves for this week or stress management. So I have my bolster right here on an incline. I've put a nice block underneath to support it. This is a nice hard cushion, so it's going to be really great support for my spine. If you do not have a cushion, you may lie on the ground without any of these props, and I'll just show you what that's going to look like at first. So coming over to your side, and then roll over to your back. And then you can open up your legs into a V, bottom of your feet together. Now you may have the support underneath your knees. I'm going to use cushions underneath my knees for the support. You could also have your knees up towards the ceiling and then take a moment for yourself there. So it's always great setting yourself up at first. I'm going to put my cushions to the sides here, up my mat. We'll be in reclined butterfly for 3 minutes to take the time for yourself to set yourself up so you're nice and comfortable and supported. Over a little bit. You may place your hands onto your belly or arms by the sides and turn your palms up towards the sky. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. You may want to exhale through the mouth at first and just letting it all go. Close your eyes. Enjoying this moment of stillness. We are in reclined butterfly for 2 more minutes. starting to let your body sink and melt. Feeling your lower back start to release and soften. Sometimes our mind is quite busy, still in the afternoon. You may turn your attention to your breath, inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling for 6 seconds. Exhale breath always being longer in yin to help you find that release. Another 30 seconds. Now for 15 seconds, we're slowly coming out of reclined butterfly. You can take your legs up towards the sky if they were open. You can roll over to your side and slowly make your way up. And then I'm just going to set my props over to the side here. You may just set yours just around your mat, just so they're out of the way here so you can see me. And then our next pose will be Banana Asana. Okay, so turn in your head, so always facing towards the front. So I'm going to roll over to my side and then come over to my back. My head is pointing towards the front. Head, and then rolling over to your back into Banana Asana, making a banana shape. So taking your legs long, and then walk your legs over to the left corner of your mat, and then your upper body, walking it over to the left corner of the mat. And notice if your pelvis is really lifting up onto the right side. So just come out of the banana shape if it is, come out of the banana shape a little bit if it is doing that. Arms up overhead. So move my blocks here. Arms overhead, holding onto your hands or the elbows, letting your shoulders come down towards the ground. Press your right ankle over top of the left ankle, feeling the stretch all along the right side of our body. Once you have set yourself up, close your eyes, finding that stillness, enjoying this moment. Turn your attention to your breath. Inhaling into all of those tight areas, exhaling, releasing. Inhaling and exhaling. another minute. We hold our banana shape. For the last 15 seconds, slowly coming out of banana asana, so the opposite way of pressing your ankle. Letting your arms release, and then taking your upper body back towards the center and lower body back towards the center. And then walking the legs over to the right side. Walking your upper body over to the right side, making banana shape again. Arms above the head, hold onto the hands or the elbows. You don't actually even have to hold on to anything. You can have your arms just resting onto your chest or tummy too. Crossing your left ankle over the right ankle. And then the final part, closing your eyes and finding stillness. If you do need to readjust at any time, please do so, and then come back into stillness. And notice your breath here. Notice if your breath is shallow. Finding a nice, even breath. So as your body starts to release a little bit more, the breath will become even. Heart rate will slow down. One more minute. In the last 15 seconds, we slowly come out the banana shape and crossing your ankles, releasing your arms, taking your upper body back towards the center, lower body back towards the center, and then bending through the knees. Take the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice little release into the lower back here, into cradle. Body sinking towards the floor. What is so wonderful about yoga is that we are actually covering all the 4 aspects of stress management. Physical aspect of exercise, the social aspect of being with others that we care for. We have the same purpose here, the same connection towards each other with yoga, the intellectual aspect, clearing that mind, and the spiritual aspect, finding that grounding, that calm. Taking the right foot, the left foot down towards the ground, and then you may roll over to your right side to fetal, and then make your way up. And then turning towards the front of your mat, we'll come into Dragonfly, and then you can get one of your pillows again and place it between your legs. So Dragonfly, sitting upright with your legs into a V. And then I'm going to take my pillow and take it right in towards my inner thighs here, in towards my groin. We'll fold forward with Dragonfly. So an inhale breath. And then exhale breath, folding forward. If you don't have a pillow for support, that is completely fine. You can let yourself just hang forward. And then I will rest my cheek onto the mat. So you can turn onto the pillow. You can turn your head so your cheek rests onto your pillow. Close your eyes. Feeling the stretch between the inner thighs. Lengthening out through your hamstrings. Letting your upper body release down towards the ground. we're about halfway through. So if your cheek is resting onto the pillow bolster, you can turn your head to the other side and let the other cheek rest. Slowly making our way out of Dragonfly. And bending through the knees. And then come back into butterfly. So both of your bottom of your feet are together, and then walk side to side. And then take the legs over to the side, and then come into child's pose. Child's pose, come into all fours. Now, a few variations for child's pose. You can curl the toes and then sit back into the heels and pull forward. Let the forehead rest. You can turn your knees out to the sides, sit back into the heels, and then let the forehead rest. Or again, your knees are forward, sit back into the heels, and then arms are by the sides. Forehead rest. You can also roll over to your back and come into cradle like we did before with the knees in towards the chest. So finding the child's pose that you would like to do. And finding stillness. Letting your forehead rest towards the ground. If that is not accessible to you, you may use your hands to let your forehead rest. Help you to feel grounded and come back into yourself. 30 more seconds. So 15 more seconds we hold, and then 15 seconds will come out. And slowly making your way out. Come to all fours. Toes back towards the ground, and you can do a little movement, wiggle through your hips, wag your tail. And step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog. Alternate knee bends, your head hangs. Our next pose is sleeping swan. So holding downward facing dog, you can come onto the balls of the feet and then draw the right leg straight up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Then bend through the knee and then turn your right knee out to the right wrist. Sleeping swan, we add the fold forward. Having your pillow handy here, place it underneath of the right hip and fold forward. The forehead is coming down towards the ground. It may rest on your hands or may rest on your mat. Now, sometimes this pose is not accessible to everyone. So I like to come into figure four. So if it is accessible to you, you can come right into it, or you can see the option. It is figure four with pressing your right ankle over the left knee. You may take your left foot off the floor by wrapping your hands around the left leg and then holding. We'll be in this pose for about 2 more minutes. And slowly starting to make our way out of sleeping swan. You may come to all fours, and then you can come back into downward facing dog. And then back to all fours. and then place your pillow onto the other side. So just getting ready. Okay, so all fours, step forward with the right hand, left hand, back into downward facing dog. Take the left leg straight up towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then bend through the knee, and then turn the left knee out to the left wrist. Place your pillow underneath of the left hip for support. If you are lying on your back, it would be the left ankle crossing over the right knee for figure four. Okay, you can pull forward for sleeping swan. Let the forehead come down towards the ground to help you to feel grounded. Slowly making your way out of sleeping swan. Come to all fours. You may come back into downward facing dog, and then back to all fours. And then it's going to take the prop, move it over to the side, and then into child's pose for a moment. Back to all fours, and then turning your body, coming over to the side of your body, and roll over to your back. The sleeping swan was to help open up into our pelvis. And I never said it's opening up into the right side of the hip and then the left side. But I want you to just feel right here with your knees bent here when you're on your back, how your lower back is starting to feel. You may feel a little bit more released from when we started out at the beginning of the class. Let's do one more opening with stirrup, and then we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So stirrup, taking your knees in towards the chest here first, and then turn your knees out to your armpits. You may hold underneath your knee pits and then let the legs hang. Or you can hold onto your ankles, the outside of your feet, or with your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. So it's also called happy baby in other types of yoga. So finding what is going to be nice and comfortable for you. Another big opening here through our pelvis, into our lower back. Close your eyes. Use your breath to help you to let go. Exhale breath, letting go. Inhale breath, breathing into all those areas that are tight again. And exhale breath, letting go. When we do lots of openings up through our pelvis, it really helps to get the digestive system working. You may hear some noises to the intestines, things opening up, things starting to work. Thirty more seconds. And slowly coming out of stirrup, taking both knees in towards the chest for cradle again, and then take the knees in towards the chest, little squeeze. Take the right foot down, the left foot down towards the ground. Take your feet wider than the hips. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Come back, your knees are towards the sky, and then step your feet in towards the center. Making your way into Shavasana. You may lie on your back for Shavasana with your knees bent. You may have legs up the wall. You may place your legs down towards the ground, so the right ankle towards the right corner of your mat, the left ankle towards the left corner of your mat. You can come back into the incline that we began the class in. If you find that your lower back is still a little bit tight, you can have the knees bent or place a towel, blanket underneath the knees for support. Finding the pose that is going to suit you best for Shavasana. And we'll be in Shavasana for a few minutes, finding stillness. Closing your eyes, letting your eye sockets feel heavy. Your facial muscles release and relax. Your lips part. Your body softens towards the ground. Letting your mind wander, not focusing on one thought. When it is time, I will call you back. Slowly coming back to me, wiggling your toes, and starting to wiggle your fingers, noticing your breath. If you are lying down on your back, you may bend through the knees and then take your right arm overhead, roll over to the right side to fetal, and then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Placing your hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for everyone joining me and sharing your practice with me. Hope that we can take everything that we have done together and move forward throughout the rest of the week to help us find